All right, so this is the tutorial for zebras running on pages 28 and 29 in the technique book of the Faber Older Learner Level 2. We're gonna start out by turning on the metronome to Allegro. So I have it at about 132. I'm gonna do a sight read through first and then talk you through a little bit of things that I can project might give some trouble. So. Turn the page here. So you saw that I turned the metronome off right there at the very bottom line, starting at measure 17. Because of the retardando, the metronome can get really distracting when you're trying to slow down, and it doesn't slow down. So that's the reason why I turned it off there. I also had to think, and thankfully there was a fermata there at the end of measure 18 so that I could figure out what I was doing, because this was a sight read for me. So that fermata was actually super useful. And we had an odd tempo then at measure 19, which means we go back to the original tempo. So do watch that too. So things that I noticed are the accent marks at the beginning of measure 1, measure 5, measure 6. Then we have a bunch of accents there at measure 8. There's a repeat sign. So take note of the repeat sign at the beginning of, at the end of the page on the first page. So you'll actually repeat the first page. Forte at the beginning, piano at measure 3, and then back to forte at measure 5. Hands aren't moving here. In fact, not much hand moving at all, I think, until the end. So dynamic mark changes to a piano at the beginning of measure 20, or of page 29, measure 9. So we've got this. Lots of staccatos, and that's that firming the fingertips is what's happening there. If you look at the very top of page 28, it goes through like the technique secrets, and if you go at the beginning of the book, there's some things that we've talked about, playing with our fingertips, and then the side tip of your thumb, and then also doing kind of a grabbing motion on the piano, although that's not really included in the Faber book. That grabbing motion is good for those staccatos. This really is it's a pretty self-explanatory piece. Nothing moves, hands don't move until we get to the end when you go up the octave. So see how you do with it.